Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Rob with Instinct Bassin. In today's video, I am going to go over the Waypoint and tracks options for the Garmin 983 SV or 106 SV, which is what I'm using right here. Stay tuned. I hope you get some good, useful info out of it. Real quick before we get started, be sure to check out the gpsstore.com. They have got some great deals on these units as well as the new UHD2 units and LiveScope units and all sorts of marine electronics. They have been super helpful to the channel, and I sure would appreciate you helping them out by visiting them as well. Check the link out down below. I'll leave that. Be sure to like and subscribe as well, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm in my garage. We just had a hurricane roll through here. We didn't get too much damage, but the lake is definitely a little blown out right now. So trying to avoid going out right now and probably wait until next weekend. But I wanted to go ahead and get this video done, and I thought it'd be a good one to do in the garage. So let's go ahead and just get started. So for one, I've got a lot of tracks going like this, as you can tell, and it's come to the time where I really need to delete them just because it's getting a little bit tough to navigate for one, because it's obviously a little bit cluttered. So I'm going to go through and show you how to enable your tracks, disable your tracks, delete your tracks, and also how to go about creating waypoints and whatnot, because I don't want to lose those tracks altogether, or I should say I don't want to lose being able to follow that route altogether, because this route right here is basically a channel that goes around this shallow water here, and you've got to follow it to the T or else you will run aground. This is Headwaters Lake, by the way. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So first of all, let's just show you how to get your tracks on. All right, and to turn on your tracks, we're going to go here to Menu, and then we're going to go to Waypoints and Tracks. And down here where it says Active Tracks, you can see that Active Track Options, this little green dot. If I hit that, my tracks go away. So that's one way to do it, just to get rid of them if that's all you wanted to do. And then to bring them back, you're just going to go here and hit Active Track Options again. You'll notice this tracks display button does not turn them on and off. So just keep that in mind. It's this Active Track Options button that will turn them on and off. If you go in here, you can also change the colors of them, the record mode, and the record interval as well. Now, I haven't messed with these functions very much, to be honest with you, but that is where you would go in and change the color, the record mode, and the interval. Okay, so I'm going to wipe my active tracks, but before I do that, I want to create some waypoints here, and that way I don't lose this route. And so in order to do that, we're going to go over how to create waypoints real quick. The easiest way is just tap this button, because that's where I want to begin that turn. And I'm just going to hit Create Waypoint here, and then I'm going to change it. And I'm just going to call this HW1. You can call it whatever you like, obviously. And then you'll just hit this back button. And then there's our waypoint right there. And now I'm obviously going to want to create a couple more. That way I can know where that turn is going to go. All right, and I'm just going to do that the whole way through that route that I've got. Or this track, I should say. And I'm going to do that along this whole section there. Okay, so I have made all those waypoints. I did it off camera. I figure you guys didn't want to sit there and watch me make 30-something waypoints, but you see I've got all these waypoints here. Now, when I get there next time, I'll go ahead and just make a trip or a route and save that route, and that'll be an easier way to do this. But I haven't done that yet, and you can't really do that from the garage because it's going to take into account where you are, so it would build the trip from basically my house instead of at the lake. I don't think there's a function to tell it, hey, I'm starting here, and that's where I want to build the trip from. It just builds it from where you are. If there is a way, let me know in the comments, and we can help each other out. So anyway, this is where my map did flip around, so if it looks upside down from where it was before, that's the only reason. So this is where that route is going to go. And I've got it going all the way through here because, again, this is a shallow area, and I don't want to lose those waypoints as I'm doing that trip next time. So now what I'm going to do is get rid of all these tracks. And you can see I've got so many, it's making it even kind of slow. And this is an ultra unit, so these are pretty fast, but otherwise. But there's a good way to tell it. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all these tracks now. And the way you do that is just hit this menu button, go to Waypoints and Tracks, and then go to Active Tracks. And then you see this is how many or how much memory I'm taking of my track memory. There's not a way to just clear one track or one or two tracks or the track that you have pressed. I wish there was a way to do that, but when you hit clear active track, it will clear all the tracks. So just keep that in mind before you do this. Don't think it's only going to clear the track that you're currently on. Okay, so we're going to clear active track. It'll ask you, are you sure? I'm going to hit OK. And as you see, all those tracks went away, and now I'm back at 0. I'll hit back just so we can see what we got going on now. And now I've just got those waypoints with no tracks. So had I not created those waypoints beforehand, then I wouldn't really know where that track was. Now you can obviously create waypoints in a few different ways. The way I did it before was just going into that menu or hitting the map and then creating it that way. And then I went in and changed the names of them. You could also do this on Google Earth as well. And I've shown a video on how to get files from Google Earth to your Garmin unit. So be sure to check that one out. I'll leave it linked down below as well. Okay, so just go over the waypoint function again. I've gone over to a different lake. This is Lake Toho, just because it shows a little bit more than the last lake, than Headwaters that I was at. So let's say I'm in my garage and I want to create a waypoint at this shell bottom right here. You can click on that and then you just hit create waypoint. And then you can clear that name. And if you want to call it shell, you just call it shell. And then just hit done. And that's all you have to do to create waypoints. Now, another way you can create waypoints is from your fish finder screens, and I'll show you how to do that right now as well. Okay, so for this section, I went into simulator mode just to show you how to create a waypoint from your side view. Obviously, if I didn't put it in simulator mode, you're just going to see a blank space, basically, because I'm in my garage. So I do have my transducers turned off, so I do recommend you disable them while you're doing any kind of stuff like that in the garage, and I've done videos on that before as well. But let's just say you want to create a waypoint here. The best way to do that is to pause the sonar first. You can click on it without pausing the sonar, but it's much easier with the screen is stopped. So you pause that sonar, move that to where you want, move the cursor wherever you like. All right, I'll do it right there. And then you want to hit the menu button. You don't want to hit mark, because mark is going to create a waypoint where your boat is, not where this structure actually is. All right, and then that'll bring up that same screen that we had earlier. And now you can go ahead and change those just like we did before. All right, and then so to review, we're just talking about waypoints and tracks here. To get to that tracks menu, we're going to go to menu, waypoints and tracks. And this is also where you would go to look at all your various waypoints as well. So those are all, all the waypoints that I have saved. So you can go in there, rename them. You can filter them by name, by distance, by symbol, and that kind of thing if you want to search for a certain waypoint. And then to mess with those tracks again, to turn them on and off, it was just that button right there. To change the colors of the tracks and whatnot, it's that right there. And then to go in and delete those tracks, it was active tracks and then clear active track. Now you can go in, and once you have a track done, you can hit save active track, and now it'll bring up that option if you wanted to do that. I didn't have any like that, so that's why I just went ahead and clear them. You can also, if you wanted to go back home, I've done a video on that before as well, but you would have a track made and then hit follow active track, and that way you can follow that track that you've already done back to where you were. There's other ways to do that as well, but that's just another quick tip on how to do that. Well, guys, that'll do it for this video. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you already have one of these units and you want to see what are 5 things that you should do right off the bat, be sure to check out this video right here that I will leave linked as well. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out the gpsstore.com. And also, hey, be sure to get your colon cancer screening if you are over 40. I definitely would appreciate it. We definitely don't want to neglect that stuff. Stay tuned for the next one. This is Rob with Instinct Bassin. Trust your gut, and I'll see you on the water.